Okay, one more time. All right. I'm April Margulies.
And I'm Christopher Tompkins.
And you're on the line with the Hype Busters.
Welcome. Ready for some real talk on strategic communication?
You're in the right place. Chris, how are you?
Hey. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
It was like such a Fonzie intro.
Hey. Yeah, no, everything's been going well. It's can you believe it's February?
No.
Huh. I mean, I was looking at I was like February 7th. And it's like we're skidding right into spring. Like it's gonna be spring and summer like immediately.
I know. One of my dogs started shedding today. And I was like, what is going on? What is her? What? Spring?
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know about shedding.
She starts shedding her. Oh, yeah, because you have the
Hypoallergenic, yeah.
the shedless dog.
I got a bougie
Yeah,
doodle.
a bougie doodle. Yeah, no, she starts. They shed. They put on extra hair for winter, and
Hmm.
then in the spring, there's just hair everywhere. Like
Oh,
there's
okay.
just they shed out all that extra undercoat that they add
Oh
to stay
man.
warm. So she already started it, and I could for a second I was like, what's happening in your hair? What's wrong with you? And then I realized it was February. I thought it's too early for that, but I guess nature is telling her that it's almost spring.
Yeah, and my accountant is telling me it's almost tax season, which is always a thrill.
I know.
Especially, I mean, I don't know about you, but do
Terrible.
you find that some of your clients punk out around tax season?
Punk out meaning
Leave?
I haven't put that correlation together, but now I'll be on the lookout for that to see if that
I've seen it
happens.
happen. Yeah. Usually
Really?
it's like one or two. It's not like a mass exodus, but
Oh
it's
no, I
usually
gotta pay taxes. Bye.
yeah, exactly
Can't
because
afford you anymore.
yeah, sorry, that $16,000 tax bill is what I'm really focusing on. But anyway, onto more positive things.
Yes.
News.
Let's do it.
So we have okay, so let's get into the news. So we have a story that we were talking about before with the morality clauses.
Yeah, this is interesting. So there have been in the era of social media scandals, brands and companies are starting to add morality clauses to their contracts to protect them if there's a new brand partnership where the other brand does something that's creates a scandal, right? So, for example, they usually stipulate that a company may terminate an agreement and also be compensated for certain damages incurred as a result of illegal or immoral actions.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think this is an interesting idea. It's even something that when I read it, I thought, huh, we could even do that with our contracts for clients. So, in the event a client did something that we wouldn't sanction, that we had the right to pull, our services from them or something without, well, with cause, right?
Wonder how that would work because, and I don't know if it really happens as much with you. Bet it does though. People might put press releases out on the sly that you don't know about. But we have clients that log in and put things on social media all the time that is supplementary to what we're
Would make a
doing.
lot more sense for you than for
Yeah,
us.
I think it
No,
does.
in our case, it would be if, the executive did something that we wouldn't have sanctioned, and then there's no way for us to fix it. And suddenly they're our client and we still represent them or something. But I don't think, I mean, I'm not seriously thinking about doing this right away, but it did make me go, huh, that's interesting. But for you, that might be a implement that sooner than later situation because you don't want to have to run damage control for something a client posts on their own social.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, would I? I mean, it have to be something
That's
that
a good
was.
question too.
You know what? Like, because when I read that, I felt like how the article was angled was towards not getting canceled because someone else is. That's kind of what it seemed like to me,
I
and
agree.
but I feel like that's more of a if you're brand and you're getting a spokesperson. like I would think that that would be immoral. You could have a morality clause in that because then you could
Mhm.
immediately distance yourself from it. But for me, it's kind of like where it's a social conversational type thing. So it's
Mhm.
I don't know, it's tough because we've had clients that have just really bad password management skills. Everyone has that, I guess, to an extent, but and they had them published on public drives that they were using with all their internal staff. And if you fire someone, they're going to get your passwords. And they were tweeting out like vulgar stuff from the client's account, and the client called us and
Like,
saying, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm
I'm
like,
remembering that scandal with PBR,
"Oh
like,
yeah,
not sober January, whatever it was. Try eating
yeah, trying it." So but yeah, but keep your password safe though, folks.
Oh
And if you
god.
fire somebody, like take them outside and fire them and then lock the door. Okay, this is a funny story.
Seriously.
My brother's wife, she worked for this big hearing aid manufacturer that's down here in Florida. And they are just a really interesting company. Let's say interesting rather than being negative and calling them jerks. But they how they fire people is they at the very, very end of the day, they watch the employee that they're gonna fire pack everything up and say, "Hey, I would I'll let's walk and talk. I'll talk. I have something to talk to you about, and I'll walk you to your car." So anyway, they walk them out, and they said as soon as the person is outside of the door, they stop in the doorway and they say, "I'm sorry to let you know we're making a change, so you're not going to have to come back to work again." And then they close the door and lock it. That's how they fire their employees.
That's insane. I just guessed on the chat if it's that one. Is it?
No, no,
Okay. Okay.
it's this one. I don't think I don't know if I'm
Oh, okay.
right. Yeah,
Okay, fine.
yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say I know someone that works in Florida at that,
Okay.
but then I wondered if it was
Yeah,
okay.
no, no, it's Audubel.
It would have
But
been really
the,
funny if
our new sponsor! Call me, call me, call
Oh
me.
my god. That's so smart though.
Yeah, um, cle but then she was telling me that people will, like, throw their bag at the door and bang on the door, and then they wouldn't leave outside. They would, like, stay by their car and wait for you to leave, and like
What?
a bully after school kinda situation. And then she'd have to, like, sneak out or get, like, an
Oh
Uber
my
to get out,
god.
and, like, oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I mean, all over a hearing. Oh, Audubel. So, anyway, I like this morality clause thing.
I think it's smart. It might it might be vague enough that you would get in trouble with some prospects or partners, but because they usually
Uh,
say something about like immoral activity or behavior that shocks the public conscience, which is still open to interpretation. But
something for nothing. If I put that into my contracts, the people that I was mentioning before that were line editing the terms and conditions would have no clue what that meant, and they would be all over that section of the
no, I
job.
know it would. I mean, I looked at that and I immediately thought, oh, that would be something if we added it. We'd have the clients that are very careful about line editing contracts would have a conniption because they wouldn't know what that
Yeah.
meant. But
So, morality clauses,
anyway, it's
maybe not for
interesting.
us guys. Maybe not for us, but they're out there
But
floating
it's
around.
interesting.
So
All right,
going from morality to more morality? Not really.
let's hear it. What is it?
Snapchat and Facebook agree that the future of social media looks like TikTok. Stories are out. TikTok is in. I found this article from The Verge, and I don't necessarily disagree with this because all of the power Snapchat users out there. I'm looking at you, April. Um,
Yeah, I don't use Snapchat.
I don't either. I never understood it. Okay, have you ever seen someone using it, like a teenager using it?
No.
They just take pictures of like their feet or the ceiling or like just their head in it just like a little bit and they share it. Like that's that's one of them. It's not just like filters and shit. It's like just random shots.
Huh.
Like they'll just take out their camera and just go and take a picture and then send it. And my nieces were doing it. Like this was a few years ago when that age of people were using Snapchat, and because they're teens. And yeah, I was like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh no, this is how you do it." Like, or a picture of them like taking a shot like this, and it's just like their face in like the very corner of the image. It's weird.
Huh.
And I asked them, I said, why are you sharing pictures that look like you've been kidnapped? I mean, I don't understand like why do these is it kidnap sheep?
Random body parts, like you like your feet, like you like only your chin, like what's happening?
Oh my God. Speaking about feet, we had a whole conversation about who would start OnlyFans to make money off of selling pictures of their feet. It was one of the best brainstorming staff meetings that we've had so far. HR wasn't included in that. Um, but yeah, we had a whole long discussion about it. And I would say 80% were takers on the feet.
Oh my god.
But I digress. So Snapchat and Facebook think TikTok is the way to go. Snapchat has already incorporated like total ripoff TikTok format. Facebook and Instagram, obviously, both the same company, but they are also doing the same thing. So short video content really is here, and it's going to be here to stay. So I think the biggest thing on this story that really resonates with me is not that TikTok once again is being brought up, but what TikTok content actually is. It's
I would
all it's, it's engaging short content.
so I have what might be a dumb question.
I'm
Are
here.
stories on Instagram or
Yes,
reels
and
rather?
Facebook.
Sorry. But no, sorry, now there's this new thing on Instagram, Reels. Is
Yeah.
that inspired by TikTok?
Yes. So Reels,
Okay.
not a new thing. But it's been around for a while. Just so I don't lose credibility here.
I
You're not
just
in that
noticed it.
world. You're not in that world, luckily.
I finally got on Instagram recently. I was like, "What's Reels? Oh, that's new."
Oh my God. Yeah. Dear listeners out there, I got tagged by April on Instagram over the weekend. I'm like, what is this account?
I actually used Instagram for
Yeah,
like
I couldn't believe it.
I
Um,
know. And then
well,
I realized we're not Facebook friends because I tried to tag you there, but you didn't accept my friendship.
oh, I don't log on there.
I know.
This is a big secret with a big mystery of Chris Tompkins that you'll find out. I don't want to be on social media when I'm not working. I really don't want to be on it. It's like when you were a
It's
waiter
what you
in
do
your
for work.
teens, like if you're like waited tables when you were younger. Every time you go to a restaurant now, you're still judging that service. Like you're looking at
Right, right,
everything you're doing wrong. So I don't like to go out to eat. So
right.
this is the same concept, but
It's funny.
I'll dig that up and friend you so that we can use grandma's platform to talk. But
Okay, good.
but yeah, the reels came out in response to TikTok's popularity.
Aha.
And then what happens is reels are very similar algorithmically to TikTok
Yes.
videos, so you can get a lot of views. Unfortunately, I don't feel the reels have the same conversion rate that TikTok videos do, and TikTok is as a
Okay.
channel. Because Instagram, like I mentioned, I think one other show, it favors people using all of the different all the different tools they have, like stories, posts, reels, all that good stuff. Because stories can contain video too, but these are very specific. Reels are very specific. But I I think a lot of people are going to really struggle with this. I mean,
Mhm.
the TikTok of it all. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to create video content,
That's
especially brands that
compelling.
want to get involved.
Yeah.
But just because they're young, don't hire them to do TikTok. This is just I'm just saying I've already seen this. I've seen brands that are just like, oh, you're young. I'm hiring you. You manage our TikTok channel. And it's like a hot mess. It makes no sense. It's not engaged. Nothing's going on. It's the same thing like when social media came out and they were like, oh, you just graduated college. You know Facebook. Um, what? Anyway, I digress. Short video content. Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram are all thirsty for TikTok fame.
So speaking of those companies that are too big to fail, seems like you're loving this transition. I was gonna.
It's great. I know where we're going, folks. So I'm just seeing. I'm just letting her drive it. This is not power steering, by the way. This is not.
Speaking of monopolies, um, Amazon.
Oh, we're almost there, folks. We're like parallel parking this one.
And I had to redo it a few times. Um, so Amazon announced its fourth quarter results, and we found out exactly how much revenue Amazon is making on ad sales, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's 9.7 billion. Now, when we hear that number, obviously it sounds crazy. And if you look at like comparatively speaking, YouTube um, generated 28.8 billion in ad revenue in 2021, and Amazon made 31 billion. So it's pretty sizable. It's basically the amount of money that they're making is the same as the entire global newspaper industry, which is nuts. And then you think about that a little bit more, and you're like, okay, but that's not the biggest, right? That they're not number one. No, they're not. Google is number one with 61.2 billion, which is quite sizable, meaning Google's still the king and Amazon is a prince. The queen though is Facebook at 32.6 billion. So those are the two. That's number one and number
Dang,
two.
crazy.
It's like, yeah, it is, and this is where this is like I wish that my clients that want advertising or want social media marketing would see the correlation between these numbers and how much it is to actually do successful social and digital marketing. There
Hmm.
are advertising is a major part of it. It really
Hmm.
is. Even if it's a small nominal budget, you have to be ready to pay for some advertising. And then it's like, well, I don't really want to do that. Well, it works. I mean, it does work. And that's why people
Hmm.
do it. And it's made to work. So you spend the money. So, I mean, I think Amazon really pushing the ad platform once they kind of figured out how to do it because it took them a little while. Um, that's where I mean, if you're selling something online, that's where you're going.
Hmm.
I mean, we've had product companies that we've worked with that during the holidays would have we would drive traffic to their website for purchase. They would have a 90% bounce rate, and they would because what they would do is they would go to that page, see what the price is, and go on Amazon and find it and buy it cheaper. And so why don't we advertise on Amazon instead
Hmm.
of doing it this way and kind of just feed it directly there?
Yep.
So is it worrying? Is it the world turning into an extended play Wally movie? I don't know. Have you okay, I should stop there. Have you seen Wally?
No, I was just about to say, what is happening?
Mm,
Wally, the
yikes.
movie?
On today's episode of Cultural Education, um,
I was like, Wacky Wallens? What's happening?
Wally is a movie by Pixar,
Uh
and
huh.
it's basically the world has been dominated by an Amazon-like company called Buy
Oh
and Low, I
no.
think. And there's so much trash generated from overconsumption that the Earth is uninhabitable. So they go into it, or they get all of Earth's people and put them that's left and put them on a spaceship and lift them out. And then there's one little
Sounds
robot that
super
it's one of the
depressing.
cleanup. Oh, it's and guess what? It's 90% silent. There's like no there's like maybe like 2 pages
I
of
mean, you're
dialogue.
making fun of me for not having seen this, but it sounds horrible.
It's really good.
Is it?
It's really, really good. Yeah. It's good
It
because
sounds so boring.
it's super relevant. It's
Huh.
basically the Amazon story. Sorry, Amazon. No tagging, folks.
I see. Okay. All
It's
right.
worth
Well, I will.
it's worth looking. It's very calming too.
Okay. Since you said it, I will watch it tonight.
Excellent. Oh, look at that. She's
Yeah.
totally lying, but I really enjoy
No,
the
no, I might. I really
oh,
might. I know the
might. See,
movie.
she said she would,
I
and now it's
no,
to a
no,
might. And then yeah,
well,
this is how we go.
I ran out of Bridgerton, and I'm not gonna have more until March. So
Ran out of Bridgerton. And I just can't face the Pam and Tommy of it all just
it's so depressing. I'm obsessed. Now I have to wait till March
yet.
25th.
Okay, my our fine listeners. She said it's so depressing. I love it. And then this movie sounds extremely depressing. No wonder I never heard of it. I feel like you would have heard of it if it was so depressing and you were into that. Anyway, um, so
No, no,
that's all
the
we have
show
for.
isn't depressing. It's depressing that I have no more until March.
Oh, I got you.
Bridgerton is steamy,
Yeah, it's steamy.
girl. Is is good.
Oh, I'm gonna leave that one right there. Um,
All right, what else do we have for news?
you know what? Enough of the news. You guys,
Okay, let's
you're
move
full.
on.
You're full. You're full of news. Amazon was our swan song on the news segment.
All right, let's get into point counterpoint then.
Oh yeah, it is definitely time for that segment. For today's point counterpoint, we have quite an interesting little number, which involves coronavirus. The star of Fear Factor and two classic rockers. So Spotify, just I know I'm just leaving it
You
out
better
there.
rip off the Band-Aid. And now you're parallel parking. What's happening?
I know. Okay,
I started a bad trend.
I know. I swear to God, I want front end in, front end in. Spotify is removing Neil Young songs after he complains of misinformation. So this is talking about, this is a New York Times article from a little bit ago, and it is referencing Joe Rogan on his podcast was talking about coronavirus and where there was some misinformation shared during that podcast. And as a result, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell of Joni Mitchell fame both said, Spotify, please, it's not English, please remove my music catalog. So this is interesting because obviously Joe Rogan's podcast is on Spotify. Not my number one place to listen to podcasts, by the way, but no judgment to anybody that's listening to Hype Busters on Spotify. But but yeah, I obviously Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan, right? And I just thought this was really interesting. I guess I didn't see this one coming with those two.
I didn't
Wh-
either.
yeah, what was your what was your initial reaction to this?
Honestly, it felt like a stunt. I felt like somebody paid them to do it or convinced them to do it for some reason, and that it felt inorganic to me. I think partly it felt inorganic because I think of them as being classic liberals
Yeah,
who are not in on the cancel culture
yeah,
modern take on liberalism, which some people call illiberalism because it's so, you're liberal only within these confines, but you're
yeah,
not actually liberal. And I feel like I mean, they're old school hippies, right? Like these are the people that you think of when you think of like legitimate liberalism. So for me, it was this clashing of realities. Like, no, like how did you enter this era of crazy when I want to keep you in my memory as like these like beautiful preserved liberals of the of that time, and not the whatever's happening now. So I found it seemed contrived to me. I don't understand I mean, he does a podcast show that's famous because he's liberal, right? Because he invites everybody on from Alex Jones, whatever you think of him, to like, smoking pot with Elon Musk to I mean, he-
Yeah.
he's he's the guy that literally talks to everyone. And I admire that. I think
Mhm.
that we should all, as human beings, be able to talk to everyone
I
because
agree. Mhm.
everyone has value, everyone should be respected, and everyone has something to bring to the table that we might learn from, even if we disagree. We can learn things from people we disagree with. So I think the reason Joe Rogan is popular is because he's catering to an audience. He's showing people that you can talk to people with differing opinions and have
Yeah.
engaging, interesting conversations. He
Mhm.
doesn't buy into everything everyone says, but he
Right.
gives them a platform to speak their truth. And that's why he's popular. That's why he has more listeners than the New York Times has readers, right? I mean, he's playing a role. So what I don't understand is why pick on this one thing? It feels politically motivated. It feels like, okay, who can we pay behind the scenes as our spokesperson to make a scandal out of this thing, but let nobody know that it's Pfizer that's paying for it, right? It feels like some pharma company. I mean, this is like now I'm putting on the
I know,
conspiracy
oh my
theory
god,
hat,
you sound like
right? I'm
me.
like playing. I know, but I feel like Pfizer or Moderna or somebody paid them a handsome amount of money to go and do this and make this stunt to get, more propaganda out there about, anybody that's going to talk crap about their vaccines or something. That's how it reads to me. I don't know that that's what happened. I have no evidence of that. That's just on a gut level, it feels like foul play. If I were if I could see the foul, I would put the flag on the field like foul. It's not legit, but it's just a gut feel.
I honestly missed this story entirely, because when I hear the word Spotify, Joe Rogan, Neil Young, and Joni Mitchell, none of them raise my attention. So I'm not like, oh, what happened? Because Joe Rogan, like you said, he's very polarizing. So obviously people are going to be talking about him all the time, and it's always attached to some scandal. So I mean, I got it. Not interested. Um, I was when I had to dive deep in this and look in this. I thought it said a lot about Neil Young and Joni Mitchell's politics, and I thought to myself, "Oh, I didn't really think that they would be like that kind of person." So I thought I was kind of I think for me, it was more like, "Hmm, why are they that's so oh, so that's is the truth? Like, this is how they really feel?" It's like, they're because come on, coronavirus coronavirus misinformation. It's old freaking news. Like it's old news.
It's boring.
So so if you want to die on a hill, what?
I was gonna say also, we don't even know yet what's misinformation. We're finding out
Yeah,
misinformation day by. I mean, the narrative is changing as like with the seasons. So um, you can cry misinformation, but I mean, it could be at the end of the day that the government or Pfizer or Moderna was the one putting out misinformation. We won't know till next season. It's like, you know, I think it's a weird thing. I mean, there was actually a story recently about how dangerous it is to predict things around coronavirus, and I would say the same is true around making big claims about misinformation or what we know or don't know. Because I have a feeling the history books are going to look real different than what it looks like right now.
I agree with you. And
We're going to
that's
know
why
so much more. I mean, we thought at first it was like, oh, it's going to be over by X date. Oh, it's going to be over once we have the vaccines and no one gets it anymore. Oh, it's going to be over once we wear masks. So now that and it's just like, you know, it's like a joke at this point. It's like a feels
exactly.
like a it feels like a global prank, and
Yeah,
you
and
just
that's but
like
the people that are but what I find is that the people that are really drawing a line on like a line in the sand when it comes to misinformation, I don't necessarily respect them. and I feel like most of those people are really informed.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of like I lose a little bit of respect. So for both of those liberals, I felt like, oh, okay. What else do you think? That's what I
It's
was,
off-putting. No, no, and I heard a
off-putting.
couple of podcasts where, I mean, Neil Young became a joke because of this happening, and so they were on there, singing new lyrics to the Old Man song and, like, making just totally poking fun of him, and he became the punchline of the whole podcast, basically. It's like 3 callbacks to it. So it's like it was a big risk for them to take, which makes me think also that somebody paid them to do it. Because why would you put your neck out like that?
Yeah, because
Especially when it's not on brand. It's like you've been out there talking. There's certain famous people that are kind of famous also for being vocal about politics and things. I don't think of them as being two of the artists who do that with any regularity. So then why do this?
yeah, I was there was this is not mean. But I had something in the back of my head about Joni Mitchell having something wrong with her brain. And she did have a brain aneurysm, but this has no bearing on the story. I for some reason I thought she had unfortunately had like a mental decline. And I
Mhm.
was wondering if it was her people that were doing that or her estate that was making that decision instead of her. But because the estate would be the one that would be in charge of the publishing.
That's sad. I hope that's not true.
I hope it's not true too. But
Um,
it was just something I was looking into, but it's probably not the case.
I mean,
Um,
I will also just want to throw in here that like Joni Mitchell and Neil Young are two of my musical heroes, and I
mhm,
am absolutely smitten with everything that they've done, basically, and continue to find some of their music the most powerful songs ever done. So this is not, this is not to take away from my thoughts on this. Do
mhm.
not still detract from my love of their craft. But it still stinks. Something is off.
Yeah, I think this
Is
story really made me want to revisit Fear Factor season one, and or even Joe Rogan's work in Suddenly Susan, which was really seminal. But yeah, or was it News Radio? He was on one of those shows that didn't last long. So
I still like Joe Rogan. I think he's interesting. I don't take the time to listen to his show as much as I probably should because I do think he has interesting people on. And I did listen to his interview with Kanye and found it absolutely fascinating.
yeah, it's too long for me.
That is part of the issue for me too.
Too long.
If it was condensed, it would be one thing. It's an hour and a half. Is that usually what it is? Two
Sometimes it's
hours?
more than that.
Three
Yeah.
hours?
Yeah. I remember for a while they were like 4 hours an episode.
Oof. Okay, yeah, I have time for
Yeah, it's like freaking Gone with the Wind.
that.
What a great simile they've painted there.
All right, with that, should we get into cash or trash?
Oh my god, please let's get out of this section.
Gone with the wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Insert
Kanye.
cash or trash.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, so we have
Yes.
Adnatomy. Gold Bond finds more ways to say sweaty balls than you ever knew was possible.
Okay.
As our lead story, we have two more. We have
So
gems
we're gonna
today.
start off with balls and then we'll end up with Shake Shack.
Yeah,
Yeah. I have to be like, yeah, you're right.
that's how I want my weekends to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So in ad week we have this
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. It's steamy, according to
it
April Margulies.
it is.
It's
Oof.
steamy, April Margulies, trustworthy.
Woo, girl.
Oh, girl. Up next on the cancellation charts, April Margulies for appropriation. Okay. So this ad week article is Gold Bond finds more ways to say sweaty balls than you ever knew was possible. And creatives from an agency called Terry and Sandy are explaining how they brought life to an idea they never thought would be approved. honestly, Gold Bond and sweaty balls kind of are that's the thing.
The supernatural fit, yes.
Yeah, very natural. Um,
But it sounds like in this they do some series of euphemisms, right?
yeah.
In this campaign
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different setups and people doing different things and different places and different times and different eras, and they're all kind of alluding
about
to or
sweaty
saying it
balls.
straight up. Yeah. So great. Does that make me want to go out and uh, number one, I've never seen this ad before we looked at it. I've never heard of it. And this is this one looks like it's a Super Bowl ad, personally, from my opinion.
I think you're right. I bet it's a preview of that or something.
Uh-huh, and it's a big well, no, they just outright release them online now before they like because you've seen I told you about the Goop one, didn't I? I'm not sorry, the Uber delivery with Gwyneth Paltrow.
No. Oh,
Your
no.
your hero. No, Gwyneth
I do
Paltrow.
like her.
I she's fine. She's it's kind of like skim milk when you want full fat. But like she's there's a new Uber delivery because Uber is Uber Eats food. But now you can get like Uber, you can get people to go to the dollar store, Dollar General, Sears, like whatever. Sears doesn't even exist. Why my store choices were very odd there, but
Yeah.
very telling and very odd.
I don't think you go shopping anymore. You
Yeah,
haven't shopped since the 80s.
I know. It's like my only thing is like Zayres. But anyway, it's her ordering her vagina candle and she's eating it.
What?
She eats her vagina candle. So she bought it from the Uber delivery because they were selling it at one of the stores. And then it gets
No.
delivered and then she eats her
Ew.
vagina
Why?
because it's a vagina candle and she's eating it. And
But she's not she's straight.
no, no. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. She's eating a candle, and it says vagina on it. And then my buddy April over here is like, she's no, she's straight, right? I mean,
Very confusing.
only lesbians eat candles nowadays. What the hell? God, what am I eating? What's in your wallet?
Wait, it's a vagina candle.
No, but it's you know the vagina candle though, right?
No.
Oh
I'm
shit,
imagining a
guys!
vagina candle.
Everybody listening out there. I expect her to know some of this stuff. So
Like,
okay,
I don't understand. She's
you
eating
need
her own
context.
vagina? What's happening?
You need context. Okay, so she sells candles that are vagina scented, and it's a thing. It was a big thing. She put them out, and then it was on all the news. It was covered in all the
Okay, I
news,
see it.
everything.
Uh-huh.
And so obviously she did it on purpose as a grab for attention, and then she sold them. They're like $85 for a tiny little candle.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
not
don't
paying
want that.
$85 for a vagina. I mean, candle.
I wouldn't want to smell a vagina candle.
I could ask you would it be scented, but I think that would put us into the parental advisory category
I
on Spotify.
I
Where
still
Neil
go
Young
back to
got the
my
fuck out. Joni Mitchell's like, sayonara. I'm going over to
was it
Napster. I'm going to
oh my god.
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
But yeah, so yeah, it's an Uber Eats. There's a that's actually we'll probably end up talking about that in a future cash or trash. But you need too much context first. So once you get it.
I see.
So yeah, so basically it's a product that gets delivered, and because Uber Eats is for food, she starts eating it. So I'm guessing the rest of the people are getting deliveries of actual things and they start eating them.
I see.
That would be my guess. If I was, because I think an on the nose
Because you're making fun of the fact that they're not edible, but it's from Uber Eats, but you're getting things that are not to
edible.
eat, but then you're eating. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I, I'm still going to trash that. I'm sorry.
Oh, Okay, yeah. So sweaty balls. Sweat. Oh my God, sweaty balls to vagina. What a segue. I mean, that was a
That
layup.
was that was amazing.
That was
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, so you want to go on to Michelob?
Wait, so did you give it cash or trash?
Um, I'm going to trash that because I think it's a lot of money for something that's not going to be very memorable, and they're going to run that until I hate it. So
Okay.
I'm good because you know why they have to use euphemisms so they can run that ad widely. So it's not like they're trying to be clever and it's like they can't just say sweaty balls, sweaty balls. My balls are sweaty. My balls are like you can't put that on at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon
Right.
when Timmy's
No.
watching Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
I don't know if they're putting
So
Gold
the
Bond.
kids are
I think
watching these days? Paw Patrol.
they're watching Paw Patrol and the commercials Gold Bond. Like, what is this targeting for the
God.
advertising? Then
Okay.
we got the Brewskis. What's up with the Brewskis, apes?
Or we're doing Shake Shack last.
Shake Shack last. Yeah, leave it in the back.
Okay. You in the back. All right. So Michelob Ultra unveils a streetwear line to reflect a growing wellness strategy. So this is interesting. So they're launching the first sportswear collection known as Michelob Origins. And the lineup is made up of 16 t-shirts designed by 8 Mexican artists. And then the merchandise is available on the Mexican streetwear chain Lust, along with some other locations.
Hmm.
Campaign reflects their shift toward marketing itself as a healthy, lifestyle forward brand. I think that's really odd. I don't think of wait, are you on mute saying trash, 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 or are you just like are
No,
you just
I'm just
making
just thinking. It's awful.
it's
I hate that.
awful. Why Michelob Ultra and health? First of all, alcohol and health? No.
Come on.
No. It's like there's so many people now on the West Coast that don't drink anymore because it's just not good for you, right? It's like the new smoking in a lot of like healthy lifestyle like circles, right? I mean, I know this is like it's starting on the West Coast. It will soon be coming soon to the East Coast, right? Like there's
Yeah.
this sort of like it used to be cool to get wasted like it used to be cool to smoke, and now it's sort of like ew, you still do that, like there's this that it's sweeping the nation west to west east. So I feel like it's just out of touch. It's tone deaf, makes no sense. I like the Mexican artist aspect of it if they're
I like
going
that
for
a lot.
that.
Mhm.
I
I
think
do like that.
that's really cool, but I would go with urban, like urban streetwear, but leave the health thing out of it. Because there's no way you're going to make beer healthy. I'm sorry.
What
It's not a thing.
what dork is gonna buy this clothes and wear it? I mean, it says Michelob on it. I mean, you're
And
wearing
which is like a dorky brand anyway.
it's a total dork brand. And on top of it, this looks like some shit that they'd be giving away at like if you sign up for a credit card, you get a free like Michelob Origins T-shirt. Like it's just so
It's
stupid.
also, yeah, I don't know. I don't, it doesn't, trash. I have nothing else to say. Trash.
And trash. No, I really it's one of those things that like as soon as I read this story, I was just like, I will see this in this outlet store like within months. Like, you know what I mean? If they try to launch this big, it's going to close out store. It's terrible.
It's terrible. All right, let's move on to Shake Shack then.
So, nothing like Shake Shack dating. So Shake Shack hooks up with DoorDash for a chicken sandwich themed dating site. So,
Girl,
girl. So
I just
DoorDash
had to
and
do. I had to bring it back for the third call back.
exactly. You never.
Improv laws. What do you?
Yep. Rule of threes. Um, DoorDash and Shake Shack are partnering on Eat Cute, a limited edition dating site themed around the restaurant chain's spicy buffalo chicken sandwich. Um, and the site's going to operate from February 3rd to the 15th. The 15th is the National Day of Discount Chocolate. Then customers can visit let'seatcute.com, create a dating profile, upload a selfie, selfies, and share how spicy they like their food. Oh my God. Okay. And upon that, what? Why are we wasting all of our time, world? Like this is what we're. You know how much freaking time went into developing this app? I'm sure, and how many meetings and all of this time wasted on this fucking stupid idea.
Where did you guys meet?
Oh, she she was a mild and I was a wild. Hey, it's like give me a break. Oh my God,
We
what
on a
kind of
chicken app.
white trash?
Chicken sandwich app. Keep
What's your,
matching.
so what's your heat level? I'm just looking at the. I mean, oh God.
I mean, as if online dating could get any worse. Somehow they made it even worse. I thought just when you thought it had reached an all-time low. Nope. Turns out there's a way to make it even more awkward and weird and unnatural.
And then you're using your chicken dating app, which you feel is safe and wholesome, and then you get a D pic. I mean, it's like before you know it, thought you knew that person. You get the D's and then a V.
Oh, and then a vagina candle from Gwyneth Paltrow.
Minty. But like, yeah. I, what do we think about this?
Trash.
Yeah, it's total trash.
This is terrible.
Very, very bad.
I mean, this is like worse trash than the other two. I
Yeah,
give an order of trash today. Gold Bond is the least trashy.
least trashy. Yeah,
Middle is Michelob Ultra's partnership
it's
to
pretty.
do the weird lifestyle sports
Mhm.
collection.
Yeah,
And then to be healthy. Sportswear fine, but to be healthy, no.
he
Uh
really doesn't like that fun.
play pickup basketball, sure. Fine with that. Um and then Shake Shack trashiest.
Oh my God, it's
Trash, trashier, and trashiest.
that Shake Shack story makes me smell like grease. Like, like fried chicken grease. Like that's what it makes me smell. And that doesn't make me feel love.
No. No.
Yeah, it's not steamy like Bridgerton.
No. So good.
Oh my God, don't moan. I mean, people are going to freeze that and replay it. How these people are nowadays. I got my staff selling their feet on OnlyFans.
There's gonna be a gif of me now.
It's like a dog that's ready to bark because they have to go outside. Um,
Uh,
so yeah, I would say that might be the award for the trashiest cash or trash that we've ever had.
I agree. That was the worst.
We hated everything. You know what though? I don't know if we could put anything that we would like in that section today. We're in that mood. We're in that mode.
I mean,
After
a
that
little
Spotify
bit.
story, I think April turned. When her heroes were brought down, April Margulies went dark. Richard.
Oh.
Another one they're going to freeze and replay. Oh my gosh. What? Is she a lesbian? So, that's probably my favorite of the day. Oh my God.
I
Wow.
didn't actually ask that. I said, "Isn't she straight?"
Isn't she straight?
I don't understand.
Oh gosh. Well,
It's so funny.
I think we had
Is it a wrap?
another rip roaring Hype Busters episode.
Mm-hmm.
I, I hope people just love the long laughter periods in this show. I mean, it really, they're probably like, wrap it the fuck up. I mean, come on.
Hit or quit it. Get out, Joe Rogan.
Hit her quick, girl. Okay, that's the fourth time. That's not good. That's not good. No one laugh out there for the fourth one.
I didn't say it. You did.
You said
Different.
you said grr. I thought you were like revving up for it.
Oh, no, no, no. No, no. I thought you said it. I'm done with it. I did the third callback. You can't do another.
You can't do another
That's
one.
it.
Yeah,
The end.
you don't
I
know.
know the rules.
Yeah, she knows. She knows the rules, guys.
I've never done past 3.
Don't
Oh,
fuck with the AM wire,
all
baby.
right.
Um, all right. Well, everybody
Let's
out there in the universe, a big hug from me. But thank you for joining us for another episode of Hype Busters.
and if you have any questions about the news, companies, or anything you want to share, please go to our contact details in the show notes below. I'm parallel parking. Give me a break.
Please. And our DMs are always open for the news companies and suggestions you want to hear about next. So if you're looking for a chance to put your brand in the hot seat, we want to hear from you. Also, slide into April's DMs whenever you want. She is on Instagram. It's the dustiest account ever. So you might have to blow off a little bit of the dust before you actually get. And also, if she doesn't see the notification, she's going to ignore you. But anyway, you can do that. Also, if you want to sponsor us, Audibel, please give us a call. I'll pick it up and we can get you an ad on here.
We'll see you next time for more real talk on strategic communications with him, Chris, and
Bye.
me, April.
All right, folks. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.